Let's talk family. Let's talk family about the things that impact us as individual family members, as a whole, as a community family, and as a country family. Let's Talk Family Live. Let's Talk Family is a program brought to you by Family Life Ministries. Family Life Ministries is a counseling organization that primarily offers individual, family, and relationship counseling. We have counselors who are available to speak on a number of subjects for your conferences for church, school, or work. Family Life Ministries is also known for its media programs, the divorce recovery program Fresh Start, and its company counseling package, the Employee Assistance Program. Visit our website at www.familylifeministriesjamaica.com. Find us on Facebook at FLM Family Life Ministries or on Instagram at FLMJA, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Family Life Ministries FLMJA. We'll give our numbers at the end of this program. Now here's today's episode of Let's Talk Family.
Welcome to Let's Talk Family. I'm your host, Theresa Benjamin. Today's verse is Job 5, verse 9. He performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. Not all miracles lead to healing or meeting a need or similar things. There are events in our lives that just have no earthly or logical explanation. And at 10 years old, Pastor Christopher Kennedy believes he was rescued from a near-death experience by miraculous means. Pastor Kennedy, thank you for being willing to share your miracle with us.
Thank you for having me, Theresa. Let me just say hello to all your listeners.
Thank you for being here, Pastor. So let's talk about the meat of the matter. What's your miracle story?
Well, the miracle story that I have chosen to talk about this morning is one that took place many years ago when I was just 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And the backdrop of that is that I was living somewhere in the region of Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
This was Lincoln Road. And I had been taken by my father to live with him from my mother in Almontown. And she, we were living a better standard life now. So we normally go to the matinee every Saturday morning. That would have been the Carib Theatre. And because we were encouraged to read and so on, we'd always, every Saturday, after going to the matinee, return home, get her library book. That's me and another girl. She would have been like a year younger than I, 9. I would have been 10. She was the daughter of my dad's girlfriend. So we'd gather our books and go change them to be able to read for the next week. And then that would continue. So on one occasion, what we normally do is that we would, just before you get onto Tom Redcomb Avenue, there's an institution that has a large gate. So we'd enter that gate on our left, coming from Crossroads, and we'd travel within the institution. And there's almost a gate adjacent to Tom Redcomb Library. That's where we would exit the compound, just go across the road and go to the library. So one fateful Saturday afternoon, we had done so and were returning back home. And so we followed the same route. We went through the gate in front of Tom Redcomb and traveled along. It was a windy Saturday. It could have been, I think, maybe summer. And we were approached by a gentleman, both of us as we walked, saying that he was the security personnel, the security guard. I think he said the watchman. And that he has mangoes giving away because with all those, we call them black mangoes, black mango trees, there are a lot. So he wanted to give these mangoes away. And he asked us to come with him because he had the mangoes stored in the building. So we walked with him between two buildings. They were upstairs buildings. And the path between them led directly to the entrance that brought us back onto Caledonia Avenue. There was a lobby in the building to the left, so we turned with him. He walked towards a door. There were doors on either side, and there was one facing us. So he walked up to the door facing us, which was furthest away, and we were not far behind him. And all of a sudden, the man stepped behind us hurriedly, pulled a ratchet knife. Now, I had been seeing ratchet knives all my life. They were like a fashion those days. This one was terribly huge. And the man said, believe it or not, I am going to kill you both.
Wow.
He ordered me He said, kneel down. I was crying. Faith, which is the name of the girl with me, did not cry. She
Really?
just kept staring at him. No, she did not. She just kept on staring at him. I knelt down crying, and she kept on staring at him. And he said something that caused me to come to the conclusion that this is the type of individual that adults in those days would constantly warn us not to engage with.
Mm-hmm.
He asked the question, is she your sister? At that point, you don't care about telling the truth. And I think he asked her the question. She just said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the man proceeded to take the knife and put to her throat. And I think it's because maybe the blade was so sharp. As it touched her neck, she ducked and flung both fists up towards her face. And would you believe it? The knife, an adult gentleman, perhaps closer to his 30s, tall, dark, strong, must have had a great grip. The knife flew from the man's grasp. Faith darted towards the entrance. And he was so confused, he didn't know what to do. Maybe he didn't know where the knife was. And Faith said to me, Chris, run! And of course, I was on my marks because he told me to kneel down. So by the time he could clear his mind, clear his confusion, and he could grab at me, I was gone. No, the lobby wasn't far from the entrance, so there's no way he could run at us because people would have been somewhere in the vicinity. There's Up Park Camp across on the other side of Tom Redcombe. And so he never ran at us because he couldn't. He would have gotten into trouble. And we ran all the way from that spot to Lincoln Road, all the way home. I remember a girl at that age wouldn't be able to outrun a boy that age. But then she was running so fast, I kept asking her to wait because I couldn't keep up.
Wow, that is miraculous. Know that you're a pastor and having had years to sit down now and look back on that experience. Was there anything unusual about that day that you think this was a lead up to this miracle manifesting in your life?
Well, it was just a normal day. I wouldn't have been able to say that there was anything special about the day. It was just a normal, average day, But I can say to you that I have said to my students, as a guidance counselor here at the St. Elizabeth Technical High School, as a minister who have spoken to people and told them about this story, I have said in the past that it has to have been the fact that God did not want my ministry, my service, my life as a minister, and one who serves him, to go awry. And somehow God stepped in because there was a purpose there that would have been denied the world. And that's how I see myself, and that's how I see the occasion. God obviously was preserving the future in that moment.
You mentioned in your story that the young lady, I think you said her name was Faith, even being instructed to go on her knees, she stood and she just stared at the individual. Has she ever given, in her account of the story, given any indication as to why she chose to take that position and not just comply with the instructions, being that there's this person who is in front of her who is armed and her life is being threatened?
Faith actually was standing and I was told to kneel.
Oh, okay.
But she was a very feisty kind of individual, I mean, I have no contact with her now. I haven't seen her for many, many years. The last time I saw her would have been about over 30 years ago. But she was always this daring individual, somebody who is unafraid of anybody. And she just looked at him. Obviously, to me, she had her plans, and perhaps she was saying that there's no way I'm going to let this guy place that knife to my neck. And she had her plans to try and get away at some point. And so her fist and her arms coming up, she deliberately hit it. But as children, we never got into the details, We never got in. When we got home, my dad was there, who normally is not home at that time because he had a contract with Cream, so he was somebody who was always on the road. And he was so angry, he jumped in his car, he took us to this police station in Crossroads. He had a friend there who was a police officer, and we went up to the compound. But we didn't see him, he was all gone. And my father was so enraged, he was actually kicking doors of some abandoned building, kicking them open and so on, trying to find this individual. But we never saw him again. But something very strange happened to me many years ago. And well, not many years in my adult life, could have been maybe 10, 15 years ago, long after. This is also something that concerns me because I saw someone and I thought when I saw that gentleman who is much older now, things that in my mind, that is the man. No, I'm saying to myself, how can that be the man? Because there's no semblance. He doesn't look like the person. He would have been quite an elderly person at that time. So this is just an event in my mind. The occasion, the identification of that man, that late epiphany I had, where I just saw this gentleman and felt like there was nothing visually that confirmed that it was he, but just feeling that it was he. It tells me that this is an unusual event and an event that signals a supernatural presence in my life. And I continue to tell people that God preserved me because he knew one day I would be here, serving Jesus Christ, exalting him, giving him glory, and inviting people to come into the kingdom of God. That's my story, and that's what it means to me.
Wow, glory to God. Pastor, your story has been a blessing. I mean, it's just such a strong testimony that at all times, God is with us and he empowers us and he emboldens us and gives us the strength to navigate some of the most challenging circumstances that we may face in our day-to-day lives. And we can overcome his power and his ability and his strength. We can overcome. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you for sharing that wonderful miracle story. Listeners, thanks to you too for being here. Join us next time for more Let's Talk Family, where we'll share all things that impact our families. Remember, take care of your loved ones, take care of yourself. Be blessed.
And you feel my life, you're everything to me, and there's nothing else I need.
This was Let's Talk Family, a production of Family Life Ministries. If you or anyone you know would like advice and counseling, call us or head office at 1 Cecilio Avenue at 876-926-8101, 876-929-4360, or 876-920-1034, or even or center in Portmore at 117 Cecile Avenue at 876-939-7917.
Do you have a story of a personal miracle you'd like to share? We'd love to hear it. Send us messages via our Facebook page, FLM Family Life Ministries, or to our Instagram account at FLMJA. And you can listen to other miracle stories on our YouTube channel, Family Life Ministries -FLM_JA. Share your miracle for the glory of God.
This program was produced at the studio of the United Church in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, located at 12 Carlton Crescent, Kingston 10. Call us at 876-926-6059 for your voiceover and broadcasting needs.